Could hotel-style living be coming to your apartment complex? Well, tonight, some unhappy renters are voicing their concerns to our I-team.
Well, they are worried about travelers having access to their buildings. Consumer investigator Jason Knowles is looking into this new trend in apartment living. Jason.
Cheryl Allen, real estate experts call it blended living, combining renters with overnight hotel guests. However, some of the long-term renters say that they were taken off guard when they realized that management was allowing those temporary guests.
I live by myself, so for me, security is number one.
Renter Marie DeStasio shared these videos with the I-team, showing how her apartment building's stairwell doors could be accessed by short-term renters and travelers who stay on other floors.
So these rooms now, hotel guests have access to.
She's also concerned with those guests using the amenity floor of the Old Town Park luxury high-rise where she lives.
I had to go through a background check, a credit check, and now they're just renting these rooms out by the night.
It wasn't until after she signed her most recent one-year lease that she says she found out some apartments were being rented by the night. Her building management, Ani Group, tells the I-team its hospitality team receives extensive professional training, and they offer 24/7 concierge service in all our buildings, guaranteeing immediate response to any requests from tenants or guests, enabling us to quickly handle anything that may arise. Adding they've had no other issues at their other properties in other markets.
Chicago, by most standards of the short-term rental operators, is the #1 destination.
Apartment real estate expert Susan Jarkson says people who travel for work and pleasure prefer a home setting opposed to a hotel setting. That, combined with the increased profitability for apartment building owners, is driving demand for short-term and long-term apartment renters to share the same space.
These are compatible uses. They don't have to be conflicting. We can now have what I would call blended living.
When people come to visit us, they don't necessarily have to bunk with us in the apartment. They can stay right next door.
Julia Anderson is weighing that benefit with her security concerns about sharing her building with short-term renters. She and her husband live in this converted church in Wicker Park and say they weren't told about the blended living arrangement.
When I'm alone, I'm definitely watching out who's coming in the door behind me.
We also talked to traditional long-term renters at this South Loop high-rise, Essex on the Park. They say they recently found out about the building's offering of short-term rentals.
I definitely have security concerns about it. I've discussed it with them. It hasn't been too much of a problem yet, but it does something that I think could be a problem at some point.
I'm on the fence about it. I haven't had any problems, so I'm hoping nothing bad happens.
Sonder, the rental agency for the converted church and Essex on the Park, sent us a statement addressing Essex only. In addition to 2-night minimums and photo ID verification, every guest who makes a booking at Essex on the Park must pass a criminal background check. We also enforce a no-party policy and have a team on site throughout the day, including professional security at night. The building's owner and management companies added, as lifestyles evolve with more and more people desiring increased mobility and flexibility, we've seen an increase in demand for short-term housing, particularly in cities like Chicago. We only partner with best-in-class short-term rental providers such as Sonder, adding that some short-term guests have become long-term residents.
I would encourage people to talk to their property manager or their owner about what is that plan, who is the short-term stay operator, and where do they go if they have complaints.
I moved in here, built a home here, and now strangers are coming in and out of it.
The city's Business Affairs and Consumer Protection Department says Chicago has a strong regulatory structure in place to make sure this new form of short-term rentals is safe and regulated. The agency also says it will ramp up enforcement, and if you have any issues or concerns, you can call 311 if this is happening in your building.
Okay, Jason.